This is the Anub'Rekhan fight. So first part of this fight, you're going to have the tanks position the adds and the boss like so. All of these adds have a cleave as well as the boss, so we want to make sure the tanks are never stacking up to get smacked around by that accidentally. These two, the boss and this one ad, will be stacked sort of 90 degrees, butt to butt like this other ad off to the side. So at the start of the fight, the rogues and all of the ranged DPS are going to focus this leftmost ad, while the warriors are going to focus on the boss and cleave onto the side target here to get a little bit more damage in. Once this guy goes down, the rogues will move over here to take out this ad next. And then once that one goes down, they will move on to the boss along with the warriors. The tanks who I'm deleting in the process are also going to go onto that second ad and then the boss in that order. Once this happens, the tank will pull the boss back to this position, essentially. So the tank is positioning himself to be able to run along this outer edge when Locust Swarm starts. At this point, the melee DPS, if I can click just them and not the boss, will position themselves about here. So the tank is at about 1 o'clock, 1:30 from the boss. The melee DPS are at about 9 o'clock. This is so that when the tank when the boss does his impale, he shoots it this way. It should only hit the melee DPS and none of the ranged DPS and healers over here. Ranged DPS and healers, when you move forward, make sure you don't run in a straight line directly at the boss, because if everybody did that, then all of a sudden everyone starts clumping closer together. So instead, you want to move forward straight line across the room like so. This will make sure that we maintain optimal spacing for the impale. The only other thing to note about this is that normally we do group 1 starting on the leftmost side and group 8 starting on the rightmost side, so that the groups are the players are sort of spread out evenly. So it'd be like group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. The problem is that groups 1 through 4 are normally very melee heavy. So over here, you might have just a single shaman or a single shaman and a hunter. So it might in reality end up needing to look like groups 1 through 4 are just this chunk, and then groups 5 through 8 are this chunk, just because there's going to be a lot more range, DPS, and healers in the right side groups. The only other piece of this fight is when the boss does his Locust Swarm, the ranged and healers are going to collapse over onto this side of the room. Melee DPS are going to fall back. The tank is going to kite the boss along here while he's Locust Swarming, moving along the outer rim all the way over to the other side. And when Locust Swarm starts, right about there, at the end of it, when Locust Swarm starts, a Crypt Guard is going to spawn, and that just means he needs to get pulled over here and killed. Pretty straightforward there. The last piece of this is that from dead, either the corpses of dead people in our raid or the corpses of dead Crypt Guards will spawn these little corpse scarabs. These just need to be AoE down. They have a decent amount of health, so warriors and rogues, when you can help with that, that is very helpful. It's very easy for mages and warlocks to go completely out of mana just from AoEing them and then just sitting around being unable to do anything, even with popping a lot of consumes. So pay attention to the moment that these get released, mages. If you can frost over them in place, that's very helpful. And then once these go down, it's same deal as before. Everybody spread out, pretend this is a semicircle, and rinse and repeat until the boss is dead.